Hello everyone, this is a quick video just to talk about where I stand with Yuki Yuna. I watched episode 6.5 or episode 7, I don't know, this weekend, and this episode wasn't a proper episode. It was not a continuation of the story. It was actually an abridged version of the first season of Yuki Yuna, and that was very interesting because particularly I didn't remember lots of things. When Yuki Yuna aired for the first time, I watched it. I watched it weekly, and I loved it. I suffered through with the characters, with their stories and everything. But if you watched my videos, my Yuki Yuna videos, you probably noticed memory is not really a strong suit of mine. So I was a little, I was shocked with the Washi's story. I was shocked with Washi's story, and I was really impressed with everything because I didn't remember the details from the first season. I didn't even remember that Sonochi called Togo Washi. So if I remembered that, I would know prior to watching Washio Sumi that Washi is Togo, but I didn't know that. And I got really surprised with everything, and I think that it ended up being good because I was so shocked, and I like being surprised like that. I like being impressed like that when I'm watching something. That's one of the best feelings of media, I think. That's one of the best things, you know, and I got really emotional over the story. But watching this episode was good because I remembered lots of things. You know, I remembered some key things in the series, but most of them I didn't remember. And when I was watching the episode, everything came back to me. So we had so many nice characters in the first season, and I started watching again. I started remembering their dilemmas. One of the dilemmas that I didn't forget was Itsuki's dilemma. Itsuki was one of my favorite characters, and it was very painful to see her losing her voice since she wanted to be a singer. She found something that she wanted to do. And, well, I think that one of the main things that I felt when I was watching Washio Sumi was anger with Taisha, right? Taisha's the name of the government, right? So I was very angry with Taisha. But watching this episode again, I saw that Yuna raised a question as well. And she said, even if we knew what was going to happen to us and what was going to happen to our bodies, we would still fight because we want to protect people, we want to protect the world, we want to protect society, we want to protect our friends, our families, whatever. So I really felt like sometimes I get so angry with them, but is there any other way? I don't know. You know, this is a very philosophical, it's very rhetoric. I think that, not rhetoric, but philosophical. And we could go on and on and on talking about it, but I don't think we would get to an answer. And I think this episode didn't really raise this question very well because it was abridged. So I think that this is a topic, this is a subject that could be discussed in a full episode, and it would totally match because it's so interesting. It's such an interesting topic, and I would love to see that happen. But as I was saying, I think that this is a very hard thing to say. This is a very hard thing to pinpoint because when it comes down to fighting, I mean, those girls are the only ones that can fight. What can the government do? They need to protect it. Maybe they should have been more sincere with them so that they can be prepared emotionally for what's going to happen. But I don't know. I feel like this is a really hard thing. This is a very difficult situation. And I'm very excited to see where the story is going to go from now on. I remembered that when I was watching Yuki, and I was very confused with the ending because they were able to defeat an enemy, a very important enemy, but I didn't really remember how they got their senses back, like how they were able to become non-disabled again. And I still don't remember. And to be honest with you guys, I still want to watch Yuki Yuna as a whole. You know, this episode was a good way to get me back to that story, to remember me, to refresh everything in my mind, and then so that we can watch the sequel now. But I still want to go back. So yeah, I am going to watch it, but in the future, not now. Now, next week, I think we're gonna have another story to follow, and I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen. I hope that it's more lighthearted. I mean, we've had our share of suffering, I think. I don't know what to expect. But last thing I want to say thank you to Lightmonk that left some comments here and on Twitter saying and suggesting that I watch Yuki Yuna subbed by Yuusha, which is a fan sub, and I'm gonna start watching it because they give lots of details and lots of detailed stuff on the story that usually other fan subs don't really have. So it's a very interesting thing. I'm watching through Crunchyroll actually, so I'm also going to watch through Yuusha because this is probably, I think that when things are done by fans, there is a certain way of giving it more thought and more details. I don't know. And because, you know, this is a very hard series to sub, probably because there are some scenes in which there are so many written things, like that scene in episode 5 or episode 6, I don't remember, in Washio Sumi, in which the teacher is browsing through her computer and there's a file. I mean, I don't think that people at Crunchyroll would have time to translate everything, and I don't even know if the regular anime watcher would be interested in pausing the series to read everything and to, you know, to dwell so much to the story. But that's something that I particularly want to do because I like Yuki Yuna a lot. So I want the experience to be as complete as possible. So I think that this is a way of doing that. So I'm interested in doing it. I think that's all I wanted to say. Next week we have Yuki Yuna back, I think. I think it's next week. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think we're going to have it back. And we're going to start a new story again. Scared, but let's see what happens. And then it's nice because we're gonna have all of the characters from the first season of Yuki Yuna. I hope Sonochi comes back and fights with them as well. Maybe, I don't know, I just want Sonochi to be happy again because she suffered a lot and she spent a lot of time on a bed, like just vegetating. That was probably very sad because she remembered everything. I just can't imagine how much she missed Washi. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.